But right now, every week he is here, and he is, you know what, I don't have a lot of people on my side over here. Got a lot on Julie's side who have not done all their Christmas shopping. Karl Truman, you wait to the last minute.
I want a copy of your CD. You sound just like Elvis.
Oh, do I? I did. Well, that's good.
Oh, boy.
Here comes
I was going to keep doing it. You're right.
And speaking of our songs of the season, did you hear her rendition of Jingle Bells?
You were singing with me. That was a duet.
It was a duet.
Very brief
duet. You know, Roger Boyd brought up some good facts. When you're out on the road this holiday and you're in an accident, and hopefully you're not in an accident, always some do's and don'ts about a safety kit. But if you are in an accident, what are the top 2 or 3 things that people should do, especially if they're in maybe the snow in D.C. or in Georgia, maybe even out west?
Well, of course, the first thing is make sure everybody's okay. You know, if there's anybody that needs medical attention. From a legal standpoint, of course, you want to make sure everything is well documented, you know, calling the police and make sure that the police take statements of witness statements. And we've talked before on the show about, you know, now almost everyone has cameras on their cell phone. I mean, if there's anything that to be documented, you can always take a picture on your cell phone. I'm actually working on an iPhone app for accident documentation that people can download on their iPhone and record all their data on it and upload it direct to my website.
TrumanLaw.com. It's amazing what you're going to see there. He is before his time, TrumanLaw.com. But listen, we have Anna in New Albany has a question about construction zones, because you see them out there during the holidays and backs traffic up, and be patient, as Roger Boyd said at AAA. But this is from Anna, our mailbag.
Anna says, I have a question about speed limits in construction zones. I know fines are doubled in construction areas, and I can see why, but what about when no one is working in them? If you're driving through one on a Sunday or in the middle of the night, can you still get a double fine?
If the sign is up saying that it's a construction zone, yes, you can. You know, it's not like a school zone where you can, you know, it's only when the lights are flashing during school hours that you're subject to that. But yeah, I mean, I'm afraid you're just going to have to follow the construction zones. I know it's frustrating.
I think that they probably do that even if no one's working, so that people, you know, stay in practice. If you see the signs, if you see the barrels, slow down, whether someone's there or not.
Well, and it's hard to predict. It's not like, again, when there's how do you determine when someone's working or not working? You know, because sometimes these construction companies work odd hours, sometimes they work overtime, so it's not like you can say, okay, this applies, like a school zone from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and then it doesn't apply, because you really don't know when they're going to be there.
And some construction zones do have flashing lights, and you'll go through and say, well, I don't see any workers. And then other construction zones don't have flashing lights, and you see workers. So if it's Christmas Day, noon, you're probably not going to see any workers, but I'd slow down, go with the flow. I don't think you're going to get in trouble, but they will. I mean, construction workers have been killed out there because people aren't paying attention.
Oh, yeah. And we've had cases involving construction sites. For example, we had one case where the construction company had a sign up blocking but didn't have any lights on it, and so it was at night, and my client ran into their barricade because there was no lights on it. You know, so there's a lot of issues that come up with construction sites.
Well, what I would recommend, if you're involved in an accident, 1-800-ACCIDENT during the holidays, and Karl has staffers and workers there who will monitor those phones, whether they get to you in person or on that answering machine. If it's over the holidays, they staff it 24/7, 365 days a year. Derek in Louisville has a question about seat belts, and everybody should buckle up and wear your seatbelt. There's no reason not to wear a seatbelt regardless of the situation. What is the law on seatbelts now? I know for a long time it wasn't required that you wear them. Then it changed. You can get a ticket when you were pulled over for something else and weren't wearing one. City police pull you over specifically now for wearing your seatbelt. Thanks, Derek. And Karl, I know for a while there, you had to have a primary violation, then the seatbelt violation. But that's changed in recent years.
That's changed. You can be pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt, and it's one of these things. I mean, the law is looking out for our own good. I mean, this is really a huge safety factor. I mean, I remember years and years ago when the seatbelt law first came into effect. I thought it was silly because I never wore a seatbelt. What is this? You know. But then when I came used to it, I'm uncomfortable to not have it on.
Right.
I mean, I don't like it, and I, you know, rule in my car, if you're in the car, you got to have it on.
Right.
And it's very frustrating, especially when my kids were little and my daughter would be in the back seat and she said, this is, we're going around and put it behind her back, which is very dangerous.
Right.
And so seatbelts are there for us and they save lives. I mean, it's shown time and time again.
I think it's great that the government has put that into place because, I just will never understand there are people right now, I mean, it's so obvious that can be a lifesaver. And people some just don't want to wear them. They think it's a hassle, and I thought the hassle of putting your seatbelt on versus,
And with airbags now, it's more dangerous to not have a seatbelt because if you don't have a seatbelt and you're thrown into that airbag when it deploys, that you can actually be hurt worse. So that's even makes it more.
Good advice from Karl Truman. He was here every weekend. Remember, if you have a Christmas accident and someone during the holiday slips in your yard or maybe a tree falls on someone, there's probably some bizarre holiday accidents out there. 1-800-ACCIDENT, that's what Karl is there for. He also worked workers' comp, Social Security, disability, and so many other things. He's got a blog, and wish you the best this holiday, and we look forward to seeing you in 2010.
Great.
Taking phone calls in the new year and taking emails in the new year. We're going to have some fun with Karl. But I love that tie, too.
Thank you.
He's always so festive.
Very festive holiday spirit right there. Thanks, Karl.
Thank you.